Hello and welcome back to another edition of Talent Talk. I'm Matt Boucher, joined by the softball coach, Coach Anita Kubicka. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Thank you for coming on. It's a pleasure.
Happy to be here.
Can you talk a little bit about what got you into coaching?
What got me into coaching? I've been doing this a while. So originally I was a softball player, and I went to college and played collegiately. I was on the first team at Trenton State College that won a national championship, and I was also an All-American there. And because I had a solid foundation with a Hall of Fame coach, Dr. June Walker, at Trenton State, that kept me in coaching. I went on to do my graduate work at UMass Amherst under another Hall of Fame coach, Elaine Sortino. So it laid the groundwork for me, for my future getting into coaching. When I first came to Montclair as a volleyball softball coach for years, and then I became softball only, and then softball and an assistant athletic director here. So there was the start of my playing and coaching career, and then it's been many years of trying to improve and get better and better and better.
And you mentioned being the assistant director. Can you talk a little bit about what that entails and how you can balance that and coaching?
The job I do is the assistant director for eligibility and compliance, and what that is a good official at a game. So if it's a good official, you never know that they're there. If something goes wrong, though, it's very, very bad. It means taking wins away from a team, and I've seen it in my career where people in the conference have had a national championship taken away. So you need to be diligent, you need to have attention to detail, and it's not thankless, but it's close.
You're the winningest coach in Montclair State history. Can you talk about what's the key to your success?
I don't think of it in that regard. It's every year's a new year, different people, different goals and strategies that you have to employ. So to me, it's a game within a game every year. Even, we're opening up in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and even within that first set of games, there are so many different strategies and what you have to do from student-athlete welfare standpoint to the mental game approach to X's and O's on the field. It's a lot, and I think that's what I like about it. I like puzzles, and it's probably a 5,000-piece puzzle every year that you're trying to put together.
Yeah, you're entering your 31st season as head coach. Do you have a favorite that sticks out to you?
Favorite year?
Favorite season, yeah.
Oh, I think the ones that are most memorable, only because I have plaques and pictures on my wall in my office, are when we went to the finals, the NCAA finals. So it's a grind, and I like to say that the goal every year is to play to May, because it means you make it into the tournament, and when you make it to the final 8 in the country, that really is something that's quite elite, and I've been able to do that a handful of times.
Is there anything in particular that you learned from that season?
So I'll give you one season in particular. Is when we were playing the finals down in Salem, Virginia. We were playing against a local rival, well, not local to us, but a local team at the national finals, and there were thousands of people, and it was an adrenaline rush to be in a softball contest that had that many spectators that were rooting against you all at one place. So it was, we won the game, which made it even better.
Yeah, sweet victory. 39 All-Americans that you've coached. Do you have any in particular that stands out to you?
I've had some great players through the years, so if I named one, I'd have to name 39. So
we have time.
You got time?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the next episode when you take me to the real studio. I'm not sure until I get invited there.
Well, we'll switch it over to this season. Do you have any idea of some players that you expect to have a big impact this year?
I think it's going to be an interesting year. One thing I've learned from COVID is that you have to have a backup for every position, and sometimes you need to have a backup for your backup, because you just don't know, whether it be an illness or an injury. I'm going to try to go in with a lineup that is going to be full of offense and strategize and put together innings with pitching. So I know our baseball team is the first couple of games had to kind of put together innings. I think that's what you do in the beginning of the year until you have your pitchers more conditioned.
So you mentioned COVID. What was it like coaching in a year that was so crazy, like last year?
A lot of unknown, and it was great to be outside and coaching, and I think the players were really appreciative of being together in the camaraderie and, in comparison to what they lived through the prior months. It was a positive, and then we opened up and we had a doubleheader in March, and we didn't play great, but things we needed to work on, and then we were shut down. COVID shut down for a couple of weeks, and I had never dealt with that because we weren't allowed to do anything, and then we had to come back and play conference games. So it was challenging because, softball is a sport where it's a process, and the pitchers throwing pitches and batters taking X amount of cuts and getting into their routine. So when you have to remove them from that routine, you don't know how they're going to respond. And from that standpoint, I was proud of what we were able to accomplish last year, although shortened, but at least we got to play.
You talked about it being a process. Some people that are being new to the process, for some freshmen. Can you talk a little bit about some of the freshmen coming in this year?
Yes, it is new, and they are learning, and they are eager and wide-eyed, and I'm hoping to get them. I'll backtrack a little bit. We try to run a program for the softball team at Montclair. So by doing that, you're handing the baton down from your leaders and from your upperclassmen. So there's a whole learning process with or without playing time that is going to happen. That didn't happen last year for the freshmen that were on the team. So that's part of the, I think, excitement about opening up and traveling and playing somewhere that's warmer weather. We have not played on our field. We've played on turf and soccer fields and football fields, but we have not played on a softball field. So that in and of itself, we're going to have problems with dirt. I know that for a fact because we haven't taken a ground ball on dirt. And, sun, wind, there's all kinds of elements that go into that. So just teaching them that, about failure, because softball is a game of failure, and we are going to fail, but how do you rise from that failure? That's what my opening 8 games are going to be about.
And this season is pretty much double the amount of games that you've played last season. Do you have a specific matchup that you circled that you're looking forward to?
I like to open up and get game 1 under my belt.
That's
so
right.
I don't look too far down the line. Honestly, it defeats the purpose. One at a time, one pitch, one inning, and one game.
That's right. So the preseason coaches poll has you guys ranked as 5th. Is that something that you guys pay attention to or acknowledge?
I don't pay attention to it, and I think it's fair because at the point that you have to rank, because all the coaches rank. At the point you have to rank, there's rosters and rosters that are not even on websites yet. So with that being said, and you can't do your homework, it's basically you're rolling back to last year and what people did and who's back and who's not that you know of. So I think that it's fair given how we ended the season last year. And I think we have a lot of work to do, and I think our team knows that.
So then here at the end of Talon Talk, we like to play a game. So we're going to play a game of this or that, so just to get to know a little bit more about you. So dog or cat?
Dog.
Phone call or text?
Call.
Waffles or pancakes?
Depends on where.
IHOP.
No.
Do you have a favorite topping for one of those breakfast foods?
I like pecan pancakes.
Nice. TV or movies?
That's hard. That's a tough one, huh? I'm going to say movies.
Favorite movie?
Shawshank Redemption.
Nice. Summer or winter?
Summer.
And then coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Hot or iced?
Hot.
that'll do it here. Coach, thank you for joining us. We saved some information because we're going to be meeting again soon. But I wanted to thank you for joining, and we'll see you guys next time on Talent Talk.
Thank you.